encompassing education is proved to be an indispensable tool in comprehending the complex and dynamic interplay between education and society, including the various challenges that may emerge in this intricate nexus. This seminar aims to provide valuable insights and delve deeply into the sociological sensibilities concerning education. We anticipate that we will be able to envision potential pedagogical approaches to the issues through this forum. I now request Dr. Rimpleji.
Respected Vice Principal Sir, Mr. Gobind Singh, the Reverend Speaker, Prof Sukhmander Singh, his better half, his son, worthy colleagues and dear students. Today on behalf of Post-Graduation Department of Sociology, I, Rimpleji Kaur, take the gratifying opportunity of presenting a concept note on the theme of sociological sensibilities on education, its potential challenges and future prospects in ICSSR sponsored international seminar organized by the department and the college.
Brilliant, the coaching centers. And the coaching center define education in certain way. Let's interrogate that. For some change, for some refreshment, let's think differently and ask another question. Which coaching centers do not ask? Is there something called liberating emancipatory education? If we ask this question, then possibly all of you would agree with me that the education we are striving for, or we ought to strive for, that is liberating emancipatory education. And let's see what it is not, and then will come what it is. It is certainly not primarily the graded learning. It is not just the graded learning that there is a ladder and you and I climb through the ladder from nursery classes to the PhD degree. So we begin with F means fox, and by the time you come to the university, like a parrot, you repeat F means Foucault, and you pass through it through mock test, weekly test, examinations, convocations, certifications, graded learning. A is Apple, and by the time you come to IIT, A is America. So it is through that dialogue they are arbitrarily redefining the world, reimagining the world, questioning the practices of domination, and striving for certain kind of liberation, certain kind of emancipation. And as Freire would argue, that critical dialogic education is impossible without the pedagogy of hope. Hope in human possibilities, hope in the ability on your part, my part, to reimagine the world, to redefine the world, to create a new world. So the dialogue, the way the Paul Freire could talk about and inspire generations of educationists, social activists, and others. Likewise, the mystic, great mystic wanderer, Jiddu Krishnamurti, moved around the world, and as a spirited wanderer talked and tried to communicate with the people. And one thing he would say in one of his fantastic speeches, that truth is a pathless land. That truth is not something which is fixed and defined once for all, and you and I can grasp it. In other words, it's a pathless land. That means you and I have to be a constant wanderer, not conditioned by certain ideology, certain dominant notion, be it in the name of nationalism, in the name of religion, in the name of caste, or in the name of some other orthodoxy. One has to constantly question that, and with freshness, constantly see the world, redefine the world. It is the spirit of being a wanderer. And it is that Jiddu Krishnamurti talked about. And he spoke extensively on education. Education which liberates the human consciousness. Education which enables one to travel through that pathless land, rather than being guided by the temptations of certainty, reductionism, determinism, and certain kind of fixed dogmas. One constantly questions, one constantly walks through that. And Rabindranath Tagore, the way he talk about the poets, the school is not something, as you would argue, that is like a cage and you transform one into a parrot. Instead, education should liberate one consciousness, and the child would begin to learn through the art of relatedness to the community, to nature, to people, to the surroundings. It's like, I think that about the recruitment of the teachers of the faculty at all levels, be it school, college, university. One of the essential problem is also about the structural problem. Number of aspirants are many, and the positions are very few. So quite often, it becomes very pathological because of that asymmetry. And another thing is that in a situation which is heavily polarized, politicized, and that begin to shape a lot of internal politics, that also affect the process of recruitment that everywhere experience talk about. I'll just, in a lighter tone, give you an illustration. Now, recently in Clara University, so the ad hoc position and many colleges now, it will become permanent. Now I know of a college where one teacher for 22 years taught as an ad hoc. And now when the permanent position came, she was out. Now another person joined in. And as people say, that person has the right kind of political connections and all that. Everything is in order. So there are many stories that you tend to hear, but I'm not talking about that. But I'm saying that sometimes you talked about the pattern. Sometimes the time, very time, you recruit someone who teach for 30 years. 30 generations of students, he or she will interact with, and possibly need some time to judge, to evaluate, to know whether that person is interacting. But imagine what happened today that 5 hours you are interviewing 120 candidates. In new colleges it happens, 5 hours, 120 candidates. And if you are lucky, then you can get 5 minutes. Otherwise, 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute interviews. And can you believe that in sociology, one student told me that the external expert within 2 minutes asked a question, what is the name of the grandfather of Auguste Comte? Now, so when she shared this experience with me, so I joked, I said that by this question you could have skills and knowledges, so what it is. And here are 3 affirmations that I wish to share with you and want you to reflect on, is that it is possibly the development and the qualification of critical faculty and creativity to probe the disputes of power, see through it, instead of being paralyzed by it, and constantly interrogate different ideologies, practices, and principles of domination, and imagine a better human just world. So it is a development of critical thinking and creative imagination that empowers you, enables you to question the discourse of power, interrogate the principles of domination, and imagine a human, better, just world. So education, liberating education, is about that. Second affirmation is that it is also about the development of some important faculties, and that faculty is the faculty of nuanced debate. Connect with all of you and share some of my ideas with you. So let me begin, and when I was coming in the train, I thought that I should not speak in bookish language. And the reason is that, I feel that books are inevitable. We ought to read and we should continue to read great books.
ਸਾਡੇ ਕਾਲਜ ਦੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਮੈਨੇਜਮੈਂਟ ਦੀ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਨੂੰ ਸਵੀਕਾਰ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਡਾਕਟਰ ਸੁਖਮੰਦਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਸਿੱਧੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਸੱਜਣ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦੀ ਬਿਹਤਰੀ ਲਈ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਨੇ, ਉਹ ਅੱਜ ਇੱਥੇ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਹੋਏ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਜੀ ਆਇਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿਣਾ। ਮੈਂ ਕੁਛ ਮਿਸ ਕਰ ਗਿਆ।
And poor sanitation is a problem. We need to help those countries to develop and feed their people first. For a highly developed country, smart control may be a necessity and they can afford it. For a poor and developing country, smart control will be a luxury. In the sense that मेरी एक आदत बन गई कि उसे सीखना जो सीखना है। Gradually I developed intense focus. जब मैं वर्कर गया पढ़ना, मेरे बड़े कम आया जिन्होंने बड़े बड़े गोल्ड मेडल थे, पर क्योंकि मैं इतना फोकस इंटेंसली, जब कि मेरा हाथ खड़ा हो सी ना, प्रोफेसर कहना नहीं डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चन आया, बच्चों सुनो ध्यान नाल, जे तुम 1 घंटा इंटेंसली फोकस होकर लैक्चर सुने तो विद इन 2 days उन्होंने दोबारा रिवाइज किया, 2 घंटे स्पेंड करो, 2 घंटे करो, 3 घंटे दैट मटीरियल विल सिंक इन यू, पर तुम बैठे